Hello everybody, this is Graham here, guys. My voice is a little harsh, but that's because of all the stuff that I've done here lately, off camera. Well, this one is Ringler's Colton Hall, also known as the Crystal Ballroom. This place is one of Portland's most historical landmarks. It was built in 1913. Finished in 1914 by Montrose. They quickly fell victim to the Great Depression, of course. Went through 3 owners. The name changed. Came in the 1930s. The man's name who changed it was Raphael Fiera in the early 60s. Great music talent such as James Brown and many more. The hauntings are very strange. One is from a child to a couple. They're all dressed in 1920s clothing. That's what the information that Sarah pulled up for me. And you guys. So, here's the thing. We went all the way to Portland, Oregon. It was dusty. No, we were dusty from our last trips. We had just gotten the word and got hired by a group of ghost hunters. Why did we get hired by a group of ghost hunters if we were supposedly doing the ghost hunting ourselves, right? Well, they needed backup. There was only like 3 of them. And they wanted to cover this entire Crystal Ballroom, this entire place. All forms of hauntings, they wanted to cover everything. And we had the equipment, they did not. So, it was like 3 a.m. when we got there. It was about 3 a.m. when we got there. We were both tired. We were all tired. Wore out a bit here and there. I'm still a little bit tired. From the plane ride. And we got to Portland. We rented a hotel room. Not too far from the Crystal Ballroom. I don't remember which. Don't ask. And we met up with the team that night. Now, mind you, we didn't expect a lot to happen. Just a couple of recordings, a couple of cameras put up and stuff like that. It went downhill from there. Here's the story. When we got there, the other crew was late. Real late. We could have went out and ate dinner and lunch before they got there. They were not the best people to be hanging around with. Mike, he's a drinker. Eric, he's a silent type. Didn't talk much. And there was Jessica, Jim's friend. Oh man, she was from England. Her accent was as annoying as hell. There was not much more I could say about that other than I wanted to duct tape her mouth shut every time she talked. There was a problem with the crew from the very beginning. They got hired to do recordings, specific type of recording. We didn't know about this. After a good while, we got everything in order, put together, and we started doing our normal thing like we normally do, asking questions, trying to do some EVP sessions here and there. Every once in a while, Jessica would start up some type of chanting. In Latin, I suppose it was. I don't know. The other two was off with Sarah. One was off with Sarah. I think it was... Oh, God, I forgot their names. One of the guys, the silent guy, the guy who didn't talk much, was off with Sarah. The other guy was off with Jim. And I was left with Jessica. Now, to give you an idea how annoying this woman was, and her voice sounded... You ever heard a Chihuahua bark? Try barking, a Chihuahua barking repeatedly for half an hour in your ear. But as we were going around, she was doing more of this chanting, and I was wondering why she was chanting this. I'd look over every once in a while, and she was chanting it from some type of book that she had in her hand. It's rather annoying. No, this happened on the first night. We stayed there 3 nights. 3 nights in hell. After a while, we cut for the night. Me and Sarah got with Jim, and we started looking at the recordings and stuff like that as Jessica and her crew. I'm just going to call them Jim and Mike. Okay? Well, Tim and Mike. I'll call them Tim and Mike. Just to piss them off. They went off, did their little thing, checked their recordings of their cameras and stuff like that. I don't know why we didn't have while we had separate cameras. I don't know why we all had separate cameras and why they were doing separate recordings. Sarah told me that every once in a while Mike would go off and do recording sessions on his own. No, me and Sarah in the group, we hardly ever split up when we're in a big place like this. We don't like to do it to cover more ground. We like to put up more cameras. You know, in a water berth. This place is pretty big, you know. And we didn't have a floor plan, well, Jessica and her group had a floor plan. We did not. So we kind of did what we normally do and stuck together when it was possible. We went to bed, and strange stuff started happening. Out of the ordinary strange stuff for this place. We slept in the building, of course, instead of our hotels, because it was a 3-nighter. And stuff would be flown places. We'd get up and our equipment would be halfway across the room. Not broken, but we've learned our lesson from that. But Jessica's stuff, her stuff, was basically untouched. Our stuff was not. Now, what pissed me off was that when we found out by the second night that they were all recording, basically doing the same recordings as we were, when we found out that they were doing separate recordings and catching a lot of good stuff, we weren't pissed. What made us pissed when we found out that that chanting was actually her starting some type of ritual. Mike and them were going off, setting up more of this ritual in different places. No, we like to catch clean cut stuff. We like the if we go there, we catch nothing. We're fine with it. We're not getting paid to do that. We're getting paid to help them. And what this bitch was going to do on the third day, pardon my language, I will tell you what she tried to do on the third day. After I tell you what she tried to do on the second day. She tried to arrange it to where Sarah was alone with Mike and her Jim. Well, not my Jim. Tim. Him and Tim. They tried to roofie her. Now, this ritual imparts of there being some sort of a sacrifice of sorts. They wanted to use Sarah for that sacrifice. Me and Jim, we knew nothing of this on the second night. We got a phone call from what we thought was Sarah saying that she was going home. Now, what Jessica was trying to get us to do was to help her set up the ritual site. She had us put had us put up candles in certain areas, in certain positions around the place. I'm not even going to ask you, not even going to tell you what they formed. You guys know what they tried to form. And on the third night, they tried to get us out of the building. I said, okay, we're going to just, we're done for the night. And then I get a call from, we're about to head to our hotel, and we get a call from Sarah's mom that, Sarah had tried to contact her. And she was crying, she was muffled. And we told Sarah's mom, we heard that she was going home. She was told us she was going home, she's going back, she was done for the night for this time, because that Jim and Mike did scared the hell out of her. Me and Jim, we're not strangers to jackasses, trash, or scary freaking creatures. We've stood up to most of them. They don't scare us. What scares us is people actually trying to bring back or resurrect some type of dead ghost or person, and just to benefit themselves. It's pissed me off. Now, what happened was, we went back to the Crystal Ballroom. We didn't go alone. Well, we did go alone. We brought a couple of souvenir things with us by the name of Mr. Smith and Mr. Weston, and a little kookery in the mix. We walked in there. Jim pulled out his pistol. I pulled out my knife. We went in there. Strazy was going on. Our cameras were still recording this as well. So, we're good with that. More to bring justice. We kept our cameras there just in case. Hidden cameras. Because that man, Jim, and Zara put out throughout the place. We do this from time to time when we don't trust the people that we're working with. We brought it up on our phone, and found out where Sarah was. We found out where everyone else was too. Went in there quietly, and well, put it this way. It went down. Old school. And the police drug out 3 body bags. None of them, well, put it this way. It was all justified. Did we do it? Did we kill him? Only the camera knows. I won't go into much more detail than that, but Sarah's a little shooken up from what they tried to do to her. And what we saw, that's all in our client's hands. We got paid for the gig. And, well, put it this way. None of us going to be wound up in anybody's hands anytime soon what went down. The clients were not happy. Of course they weren't. They didn't get to see what they wanted to see. But we got paid to keep quiet. That ends this one, guys. I know this one's a little bit darker than I usually do. I spiced it up. Normally I don't do stuff like that, but I had this on my mind. I wanted a little bit of darkness into it. Make it a little bit more dark element. No, I don't know if I did it right or not, but I think I did. Put a little bit of spice in this one. Now, I'm not one for doing this too often. You guys know that. I tell you the story, and things go about what to do. But I hit 205 subscribers. I can't believe I even got cracked 200, or close to 200. I'd like to thank y'all for that. And to all my subscribers, thank you for listening to my stories. And like I said, these are just stories. I use true information, or what I gathered. Then I make a story. And it doesn't always turn out to be the best. I do what I do. So with that said, good luck and good night and God bless.